And at home, York struggled with.
Your sound just started.
We apologize for that there. Sound technical difficulties here. You are watching girls varsity volleyball here at the Dick Campbell Gym, where the Dukes lead 6-1 against the Glenbard East Rams. I'm Griffin Hanna. Joined alongside me is John Finucane. Mid-rally there, Dukes get the point. And John, give them a quick preview of what we thought we said in the pregame show.
What we thought we said in the pregame show is there's a sophomore out on Glenbard East who averages 4.3 kills a game, with Katie Day only averaging 3.5. So definitely a number change that York is not used to. Earlier in the game, I was talking about how a slower pace of volleyball Glenbard East does play. And something that York has struggled with, we've always talked about, is the physicality, stronger hits, little faster paces. What kind of hurts them in most games when they play with stronger, like not stronger, but faster opponents. So maybe this change of pace is going to be different. Also, giving another player the call up for the Lombardo position.
As you said, Emma Brathen getting the nod at the libero position. Lila Bennis relieved of her duties there. And as you said, the sophomore, number 7, Abby Michelin, statistically leads Katie Day in kills per set. But right now, Katie Day's shown up more and has shown up in a big way, giving a 6-1 lead to the Dukes. And we come out of the timeout there. Smith goes right at Michelin. Slusher gets it out to number 10, McDermott. Day tries to get through that block. Ball still up. Smith this time going to Viator Navarez. Roll shot there. Slusher out to McDermott. And McDermott this time fights through the block, and it drops just behind the Dukes. Right side and middle. Back to serve is number 11, Natalie Slusher. She is the setter. And with her going to back row, set is dead. She tries to shrink this 5-point lead. Too much power there as Slusher sails it out of the back end. And in comes Lila Bennis. Out goes Katie Day. This is the first time all season we've seen Lila Bennis in the white uniform rather than that libero Kelly Green.
Yeah, definitely looking a little different out there.
Played this role last season as a freshman, going back to it now. Slusher tipped it over there. Smith is there. Brathen. Viator Navarez, roll shot right over the block and hits that donut hole in the middle of the court. It's nobody's zone, but once again, it's everybody's zone.
Looks like nobody even moved to try to stop that ball from going into that area. A little confused on that one. Thought the whole point was to make sure the ball doesn't touch the ground.
Powerful serve there from Bennis. They go to the outside. McDermott right at Brathen, but she's there. Viator Navarez gets another shot. This time, Glenbard East is there. Brathen to Smith. Pushes out to Carroll. Carroll, big swing off the hands of the GBE block, but it finds a home on the court.
York has been loving that front area and those back two corners for their spots for kills.
Bennis once again attacking McDermott. Free ball there. Brathen, Smith. Carroll paints the corner there. Duke's bench exploding after that one. It's 11-2, and GBE has taken their second timeout already of this first set. They are out of timeouts for the rest of this set. Well, the Dukes still have 2, and with that, we will take a short step aside. You are watching York Sports Network. Welcome back here to the Dick Campbell Gym, where we have big news coming out of that timeout. John, we got an injury report.
Toliopoulos has been out this game with a hip injury. So wishing her the best. I think she's at home right now. Do not see her on the bench. So us at YSN, we're wishing her the best. Hopefully she has a fast recovery. Amalia
Toliopoulos plays a big role on this varsity team. Smith stepping up in her spot. Huge kill there from McDermott. Almost just took off Rathen's head there.
Looked like the Death Star super laser coming out of that one.
Could have had another injury report if that was a little bit higher.
Would have taken the head smooth off.
McDermott back to serve. This time Bennis able to receive that one. Timmerwilk just barely pushes that one out, and Coach P says flick that wrist down instead of pushing it out, and that's a certified kill. But, you know, he's feeling good. They still got a 7-point lead. Big smile.
Yeah, when they came into that timeout, he was really smiling. He was just like, hey, we're going to have some fun here tonight, boys.
Brathen, Smith, Carroll flirts with the net and still gets the kill there. Almost working out in her favor that it rolled into the net and popped up over her, making it less predictable of where that ball was going to land.
Yeah, Glenbard East #1 took a little bit of a kind of like a James Bond roll to try to save that one.
In comes Ellie Kehoe on the middle switch. Brathen to the bench. Audrey Faley in the front row now. Michelin, #3, gets it there to their sophomore for the back row attack. Carroll stays on the York side, but not able to dig it out.
Definitely just a lower ball when she was able to get up close to it. So kind of a hard shot. You don't kind of want her to risk yourself for that one.
Middle switch here. Brathen comes in. Kehoe to the bench. Back to serve for GBE is #8, Lila Hoffman. First time we've heard her name so far today. Floats it over, goes right at Carroll, but she receives it well. This time, roll shot. Incredible pancake there from GBE, but Faley ruins the highlight there, getting a kill for the Dukes. But nonetheless, great hustle there from GBE.
I mean, that must have been like a fingertip worth of like room between the floor and where the ball was. Not a lot of room to work with there, but she eventually got that one up. So, great play.
In comes Madeline Brathen. Out goes Viator Navarez and Elise Smith. Larson gets this one to Slusher. Right side attack there, but the Dukes receive it. Stepanik goes right at #10, but they get it up. And back row attack, Brathen's there, incredible dig. Carroll, roll shot, just barely outside the paint there. Point goes to GBE.
Dukes been able to paint this corner almost all game. Surprised that one actually went out. I would have had it drop more, but you know, too much power like we talked about before. There's been a lot of mistakes here.
In comes the captain, Noro Pila for the serve, but she's just a little wide right there. Point goes to the Dukes. Out goes Lila Bennis. In comes Katie Day as Eileen Carroll goes back to serve. Floats this one over, goes right at Larson. Slusher, big attack there from McDermott. It's off the shoulder, but it works for the Dukes. Roll shot there from the libero. Back row attack again from McDermott. There goes right back. Faley tries to push that one over, but GBE read that one as a book and just blocks that one, almost looking like they went up and over the net and reached over and just denied that from the beginning.
Yeah, Faley didn't have enough time to react to the ball coming back over. So
Abby Michelin, the stud sophomore, as you previewed, John, with the serve. Day. Roll shot there from Stepanik. Goes right at Larson and just a little bit too high. She can't get her platform there, and it's a kill for Taylor Stepanik.
Looked like the hand was a little right, too. Just awkward positioning, awkward ball placement.
Brathen serves for the Dukes. Goes right at Larson. And the Dukes bench coming alive as they all dive to the ground in celebration.
Yeah. Little funny jokes. You know, we got the JV team with their funny T-shirts. We got the varsity players on the bench having fun, too.
Brathen punches this one over. Slusher goes to McDermott. Carroll's there. Brathen pushes this one out today. She tips it over. GBE blocks there. Brathen back to Day. Day this time. Huge kill there. She finds that 5-6 seam.
Yeah, East was able to block it before, but Day came right back and showed them what they were blocking.
JV team making some noise there.
Hopefully they don't have to run like freshmen.
Brathen. McDermott barely gets it up. Free ball from GBE. This time, Stepanek goes right at number 4. Great hustle there by Larson to keep it alive. Brathen to her twin. Out to Stepanek. Stepanek unable to get the kill. Slusher goes to McDermott. Brathen's there. Brathen. Day. Number 7 keeps that one up. Michaelin. McDermott punches it over. An incredible spin there. Looks like a nasty slider came in straight from MLB playoffs and into the Dick Campbell gym as that one tips the net and just bites on Katie Day.
Yeah, I thought we were keeping the curveballs at Wrigley, not bringing them here.
Larson goes at Day. She receives it well. Big swing there. Gets straight into the GBE block, but they're unable to keep it in. Duke's point there. In comes Addison Felberg. Out goes Eileen Carroll. In comes Elise Smith. Out goes... So, wait.
Ooh.
We got a lot of subs here. Viator Navarez comes in. Brathen goes to the bench. Elise Smith comes in. Stepanek goes to the bench.
A little bit of confusion. Mr. P was also confused as well.
Smiling it off, though, as the Dukes hold the 10-point lead here. Smith goes right at McDermott. Slusher. Great job there by the middle to keep it up. Viator Navarez. Roll shot right at Larson. Slusher. McDermott. Can't fight it through the Duke block. Still up on GBE. This time, McDermott punches it over. Wide left of that paint, though, and it's the Duke's point. 6 points away from closing this game out.
It's definitely been a... Momentum has all been on York's side this game. Nothing we didn't expect, but waited for that star-studded sophomore to come out of here.
Smith goes right at McDermott. It's up. Slusher back to McDermott. Right at Brathen, but she digs that one. Day, roll shot. Beautiful placement there, but GBE was ready. And number 17's shot, Claire Bolda, gets stuffed at the net between Reese Timmerwilk and Ariela Viator Navarez.
The Great Wall of China is still here, Griffin.
Elise Smith. Some heat on that serve. This time, a little bit of slide action there from McDermott. It doesn't work. Brathen goes for Viator Navarez. Almost gets the kill, but Larson's there. McDermott punches that one just a little bit too low. Ends up going into the net. Duke's point. Now they're 4 points away from taking this first set with ease.
Taking it very easily. Glenbard East used all their timeouts.
Lee Smith almost with the ace. GBE free ball. Smith goes to Day on the slide. Day! Big kill there going right at number 4. The captain, Nora Opila, unable to get her hands on that one. Day, smart job there, putting it in that awkward position where do you go to the hands or trust your platform, where neither were the right choice there. And Smith showing a little bit too much power there. Sails that one out of the back line. GBE point. And it seems like the last few breaths for GBE as Natalie Slusher goes back to serve. Day hits the floor, but unable to keep that ball from hitting the floor.
Yeah, definitely an awkward position to slide into.
Slusher once again with the serve. Set is dead with her going to the back row. Day. Smith digs it out of the net, but Timmerwilk unable to keep that one alive as set was just a little bit low. And right now, Duke's feeling the void of Amalia Toliopoulos being out.
Definitely. I mean, that's one of those players that you just first in, last out kind of players.
Brathen receives that serve very well. Viator Navarez from the outside. Crazy sharp cross, but GBE is there. Free ball here for the Dukes. They have a moment to capitalize. They go to Day at the right side. and get the kill. The outside hitter, Day, working just as fluidly as from the right side. She goes to the bench. In comes Lila Bennis. Addison Felberg goes out. In comes Eileen Carroll.
Looking like, no offense to Glenbard East, but looking like they're playing some beach volleyball kind of. A little slower pace still.
Lila Bennis goes right at Larson, and she got caught being too far back in her zone. Bennis with the ace. And as you said, it doesn't seem like GBE wants it as badly as the Dukes.
I just think the Dukes are playing. They don't even want it bad. They're just playing.
Bennis unable to get this one up and over the net. GBE, one more chance here. Belle McDermott back to serve. She is a captain, so in a pressure scenario, she's definitely somebody you'd call on. Goes right at Carroll. Overpass there. And number 18, Kennedy Page, closes the door on that one, even being a point for the Dukes.
And they were right to call to their captain for that one. Still have one more chance, though.
McDermott. Ball in there. McDermott with the ace, and somewhat of a serving streak starting to mount here, but she still has 10 more points to go before even having an opportunity to win.
We talk about getting UAVs, but she might get a care package.
Carroll this time serve receives it well. Roll shots there. McDermott, hustle play, keeps it alive. Slusher, number 3, fights it through the block there. Haley Greenfield pushes it through there, and
looks like York took a little bit of a too long of a relaxation break. Now they're starting to feel it.
McDermott right back at Carroll. Smith back to Carroll. Bennis, great shadow there. Viator Navarez punches it over and gets the kill. Larson unable to pancake that one. And with that, the Dukes take a commanding first set win, 25-15. We will take a short step aside. You are watching New York Sports Network. Hello and welcome back to the Dick Campbell Gym, where the Dukes lead 1-0 after taking a commanding 25-15 first set. I'm Griffin Hanna. Joined alongside me is John Finucane. John, what does GBE have to change if they're going to come back and win this game in 3?
They need to stop being so chill out there. I mean, York's coming out here playing just normal volleyball like they're at practice, not even caring about this, just another game under their belts. But Glenbard East, apologize. Glenbard East is just playing this like they're playing beach volleyball with a couple buddies, Top Gun Maverick style.
Like you said, it looks like GBE is just moving half as slow, or maybe the Dukes are just moving in double time.
Yeah, the physicality that we talked about and their speed is something that hurts them, but maybe they finally found an opponent that it works against.
Eileen Carroll gets the ace there, and the Dukes bench coming alive. Coaching staff a little embarrassed, but girls are having fun.
Yeah.
Carroll, once again, this time goes right at the libero. Jess Larson, I don't know if today's not her day, but she has been struggling in the serve receive, which typically the libero's the best.
Yeah, let's see. Does Glenbard East use both of their timeouts before the 20-point mark?
Once again, Eileen Carroll goes right back not at Larson. This time goes to Michelin, and the stud sophomore swings right into the net on that back row attack, and it's already 3-0. Eileen Carroll on a little serving streak here.
Does she have a UAV yet?
Possibly. GBE drops the knee there. Faley gets the kill. Ball stayed alive for a quick second, but not long enough where GBE could get it over. And already timeout from GBE's coaching staff. And as you said, John, they are burning timeouts.
They're burning it like, I don't even know what to compare it to, because there's not a lot of things you burn as fast as Glenbard East has been burning these timeouts. Maybe gas, like in a race car. Maybe like that.
Burning rubber.
Burning rubber. Little burnouts out here. But not a lot of energy to do burnouts if you're thinking about winning.
And with that, we will take a short step aside. You are watching York Sports Network. Welcome back here, where the Dukes lead 4-0 in the second set. Eileen Carroll on a serving streak. This time going at Michelin. Free ball there. Brathen looking for Day. Big swing, pushes it through the GBE block. It's still alive. Brathen this time goes to Stepanik. Big swing, but Michelin's there. Free ball there from the libero. Stepanik pushes it over and just barely gets the kill as it went off the chest of Nora Opila.
Still a bit of tomfoolery from this York lady volleyball team.
Too much power there from Eileen Carroll. And as you said, the York Dukes bench is practicing their celebrations. Definitely a different game that we've seen compared to the previous one. Larson serves this one into the bench, and they're doing the wave.
They're doing the wave. Oh my God, it's like a tsunami's out there. I was told by our correspondent Luca DeSanto I should join them. You might catch me doing the wave with them.
Brathen goes right at number 10, McDermott, and she gets the kill. Fights right through the Dukes block and gets the kill. In comes number 3, Haley Greenfeld. Out goes number 4, Nora Opila.
You kind of wonder what's going to happen here in this next set.
Slusher back to serve, so set is dead. Timmerwilk. Refs are going to be a little mean towards the Duke and say that was not tipped by the GBE block, so Slusher retains the serve.
York has always been kind of difficult with refs, and, there's a kind of a bias against York. I don't know what it is, though.
Slusher this time goes at Carroll. Timberwilk. This time there's no doubt that was tapped by the block, as that was hit and bounced right back off of their hands and got the kill.
Yeah, that'll show the refs what kind of calls to make now.
Out goes Stepanek. Out goes Brathen. In comes Villatoro Navarez. In comes Smith. Smith back to serve. Smith floats this one over. Goes right at number 3. Gets it up. Smith to Day. Punches it outside of the bounds there.
York, no matter how good they're playing, they're still struggling with these kind of physical hits more, not knowing how to control their power. They dialed it in a little bit better this game, though, Griffin, I will say.
McDermott back to serve. Smith goes to Villatoro Navarez. Right at McDermott, but it's still up. Slusher digs this one out of the net. Free ball from Larson. Smith. Timberwilk pushes that one up. Larson looking for Michelin, but they're able to keep it up. Free ball there from Greenfield. Villatoro Navarez fights through the block there. Gets the kill, and Duke's bench just dabbed.
Didn't know we were bringing that one back. I feel like 2016.
I was about to say.
Gonna bring back the hoverboards as well.
Yeah, Duke's bench looking like 2016.
Chino Hills.
That's a throwback. Lila Bennis back to serve. Slusher, back row attack here for McDermott. And she finds a seam between the 1-6 seam there. And it's going to be GBE serve. Dare I say, stadium pulse has increased as Hunter Stepanek is in the building.
You know, I feel like whenever he's in the building, just the amount of, like, stadium pulse increases. A lot of things increase. It's like the Hunter Stepanek buff. I feel better when he's in the room.
Two-sport athlete going to Princeton next year for football and volleyball. So these girls definitely trying to make a show, maybe get in his good graces so he talks them up to the Princeton girls coaching staff, maybe gets them a roster spot. Great rally here. Villatoro Navarez ends up getting the kill, goes right at number 10, Belle McDermott, and she's unable to keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I feel like we get better at announcing with Stepanek in the building. Either Stepanek senior or junior, doesn't matter. Just two great guys, as well as a Stepanek on the court.
Timberwilk, this time goes at McDermott. Slusher goes to Greenfield. Timberwilk keeps it alive. Larson hits the ground. Back row attack here for McDermott. And they called that ball in. I'm seeing something different than the refs. And I eat my carrots, so.
Yeah, I'm not the best to say what is good to see. I have terrible vision, but I will say, since you eat your carrots, I believe you saw it better.
20/20 vision right here. Smith pushes this one out to Carroll. She tips it over. And number 11, Slusher, just pops that one right down, kind of catching the Dukes off guard as change of speed kind of just threw everything off.
Yeah, if they get these next 3 points, that's going to be their first lead of the entire game.
Opila back to serve here. Faley tries to get through the block. It's still alive. Villatoro Navarez now. It's still up. Opila, back row attack here for McDermott. Smith is up. That ball into the rafters. Smith. Slusher, 17, pushes it up and gets the kill. Claire Bolda just able to pop that one over the net and get the kill.
Yeah, I mean, looking like Glenbard East is watching our stream, hearing how bad I'm trash talking them, and maybe they're doing a little bit of changing here.
Smith back to Carroll, big swing, but it's still up. Big block there from the Dukes.
Wow, took them down, and they do a little bit of a party step. Control this lead once again, 10-8.
In comes Taylor Stepanek. Out goes Elite Smith. Out goes Villatoro Navarez. In comes.
We're now going to have 3 Stepaneks in the building.
Madeline Brathen comes in. Emma Brathen is the libero. So if you hear that last name twice, don't be alarmed. It's not a double. Big block there from the Dukes, and just as quickly as that GBE started to mount a comeback, the Dukes mount this lead right back.
It's like they just took them off their pedestal.
Build them up and then break them down, says the Dukes, as Brathen serves again. 17. Out of system ball there. Brathen goes to Stepanek. Stepanek almost gets the kill. Bennis. Brathen, great hustle to keep it alive. Carroll free ball. JV team's loving it. McDermott. Michaelin just barely to get the kill. Carroll and Brathen unable to get another free ball save again, but you know, great hustle, and coaching staff not too mad as the girls showed a lot of heart there.
Oh, that's an incredible video to put on the highlight reel, we'll say, but wish it came out with a kill for York, though.
Back to serve is number 7, Michaelin. Brathen, miscommunication there, but great save by Faley to keep that ball up. Michelin sails that one out the back, and Michelin kind of showing off too much there, too much strength, and in comes Katie Day, out goes Lila Bennis. Adeline Carroll back to serve with a 3-point lead. But the Dukes call the first time out of this game. Coach P trying to replicate what they did in the first set, where their lead seemed insurmountable. Now it's only a 3-point lead. John, does GBE have a chance to push this game to 3 sets?
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm going to be completely honest. I really don't think so. York is playing their hearts out. They fixed their problem with the physicality that we always have been talking about, and I think this is the game. After 2 years of announcing this, they finally fixed that problem, and they're looking like a lot better, having a lot of fun. P might just trying to be like, hey, this is still a game we have to win. So giving his girls a deep breath, kind of bringing them back down. Yeah, volleyball's fun, but you need to lock in sometimes, and this is their lock-in time. Also, maybe giving Glenbard East the extra time out to fix up whatever problems they have. You know, P's a great guy.
You know, as the winning team, sometimes you don't want to blow out, because then it didn't even feel like you got quality game reps. And as you said, maybe doing a reverse psychology timeout.
Yeah, giving them, like, the thing, you know.
Coach P teaches physics, but also might know a little bit about psychology.
And maybe a little bit about kindness.
Brathen keeps this one up in the air. Day, big swing, big kill. GBE bench getting loud here.
Starting a little bit of a chant.
This time they go at Michelin, but she receives it well. Great job there by Carroll to keep that ball alive. And Stepanek, sharp cross on the tip there, and caught the middle off guard there. And it's back to a 5-point lead for the Dukes.
Yeah, I mean, was kind of rooting for Glenbard East to get their little bit of a lead, but now I'm just rooting for York to finish this game.
Carroll right at Larson. Slusher out to Michelin. And that ball was called in.
I don't think so. I'm just going to use my professional ref skills that I talk about that I have all of the time and say that that one wasn't in.
We all, as fans, are better than the refs.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Every fan
is a better
is
ref.
Better than the ref.
We should actually be out there right now, Griffin.
Larson goes at Felberg. She receives it. A huge swing there from Faley. And Duke's bench loving it. 15-10 there as Faley sets that ball on fire. She goes to the bench. In comes Reese Timmerwilk, who almost missed her sub out of celebrating too much. Greenfield keeps that one alive. Brathen. Day showing off her skills. She saw Faley get a big kill, and she said, anything I can do, or anything you can do, I can do better.
And that she did.
I looked at Griffin with shock on my face. That's probably the hardest I've seen her hit all year.
Free ball here. Dukes have a big chance. Now Stepanek shows off the power there, getting the kill. And once again, the Dukes bench going with the dab.
You know, maybe we should have some celebrations up here, Griffin. We could join the party.
Anytime we hit go live on the stream, hit a little quick dab.
Little Dougie. You got to still teach me how to Dougie. I can't Dougie yet.
Slusher. Back row attack here from Michelin. And she's showing up too much there. 18-10 now. Emma Brathen back to serve. And you know what? I'm proud of the Glenbard East coach here. He held on to his timeout, his last timeout of the set, longer than he did in that first set.
Yeah, I did say 2 timeouts before the 20-point breaking area is kind of unheard of, but now it's 2 points away from 20, and he still took that timeout. So
28 points in total, so not terrible. That first set, he burned through him like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, like burning tires like we were talking about. Hopefully Mr. P's doing some burnouts in the parking lot after this game.
Hopefully he will, celebrating this win. With that, we will take a short step aside. You're watching New York Sports Network. We welcome you back here to the Dick Campbell Gym, where it's 18-10. The Dukes lead in the second set. Michelin or McDermott. Big swing, unable to keep it alive. Stepanek goes right at Larson. Ball still up. McDermott unable to get it there. Felberg. Kehoe now swinging. She's typically in the back row, getting some front row action today, and she gets her first kill of the year. Ellie Kehoe. Now the outside, typically the pass, but now the backside.
Congratulations to Kehoe with that one, but also just a nice play that was developed very well from the entire York team.
Brathen goes right at McDermott in a bad pass there from number 2. Taylor Griffith unable to keep that one alive.
5 points away from a double set win. I don't know if that's what you call it, but that's what I'm going to call it.
Dukes, as John said, 5 points away from closing this game out in 2 sets. Ace there for the Dukes. Bench dives. Keeps it alive. Coach P.
Almost tripped.
I thought he was winding up to fire that one at his team, but pump fakes there, slows it down, and Brathen fires away on that serve. Keeps it alive here. Madeline Brathen pushes out to Kehoe. Ball is still alive. Felberg, Kehoe, roll shot. There. Slusher, McDermott. Looks to be out of the back line, but Duke's bench celebrated, and Miss Froats has some words for the ref there as
Coach P has to hold her back there.
We all saw it. There was...
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I think the Dukes have this game by the throat, so why not let it live a little bit longer? And GBE's block says, yes, we will, as they are keeping this game alive with that.
Wolf almost got her get back with that one. There was some, not even just power, there was emotion behind that hit.
Greenfield goes right at Felberg. Brathen, Stepanek from the right side gets the kill. Right over the shoulder of Larson and just slams that one to the ground. After that kill, she goes to the bench. In comes Elise Smith. Madeline Brathen to the bench. In comes Ariela Villatoro-Navarez.
That's going to be 3 points away from Coach P doing burnouts in the parking lot.
Serve there from Smith. Slusher out to McDermott. Felberg's there. Kehoe gets it through the block, and they're on it. In the Duke's bench is coming alive.
Wow, I've never seen that much excitement. Coach Gelsomino felt the aura of this team and walked into the back.
Lee Smith serves this one away. McDermott, they're called in the net. GBE can't handle the pressure of having Coach Gelso watching.
He is a very intimidating man. If you have ever talked to him, he was walking behind us and did not like my jokes either.
Elise Smith goes right at McDermott. Ball still alive from Kehoe. Looking to put this one away. She swings, but just barely misses her hand contact there. And number 10, Belle McDermott, has one last chance to keep it alive. McDermott goes right at Kehoe. It's up. Smith via Tornaveras. Just barely out of the back line, and it's now 24-14. Last few moments for GBE.
Last few steps in the Dick Campbell gym. Let's see what they can convert with.
Felberg receives it well there. Kehoe tips it over and gets the kill. Dukes win in 2 sets, finishing the first set 25-15, finishing the second set 25-14. And with this victory, Coach P will be doing burnouts in the parking lot, so stay safe if you're near York. John, what do you have to say about this win?
I mean, it's just, you kind of have to feel bad for Glenbard East at a point where it doesn't even look like they're playing the same volleyball as York. York is a very competitive team, very physical team, one of the better rated teams in this conference. Coach P, an incredible coach, knows how to trust his girls, knows what they can do and what they can't do, so he never pushes them to their limits, which allows them to be more free on the court. Glenbard East looks like they're playing very chillaxed volleyball, and would also like to say, excited to see him do his very known and well-known burnouts in the parking lot after this game. I will be joining him. Alongside me will be Finn DeSanto, Luca DeSanto, and Mateo Riveras.
Thank you to Finn DeSanto, Luca DeSanto, Mateo Riviera for YSN. I've been Griffin Hanna, joined alongside me, John Finucane. Thank you and good night.